You know what I feel like doing? I feel like recording a podcast. I think I should do that. What up? It's your boy Money Mark coming at you guys on another edition of Sneaker Saturdays. We are here. Super happy to be here with you guys. Super happy that you guys came on Sneaker Saturdays to kick it with your boy after you're full of turkey and hopefully not after you punch the lady for that TV. There's plenty of TVs out there, guys. Plenty of TVs. You only got one little bit of freedom. Make sure you hold on to it. Well, guys, jumping on this episode, we are going to talk about some kicks. That's right, we're going to talk about some kicks. This episode is going to be completely first looks. So we don't necessarily have release dates for these. We don't have price points yet, but these are first looks that have just hit the scenes and shoes that we probably should keep our eyes out on for. You're probably going to be a little surprised because I've been Jordan heavy for the last couple of episodes, and this one actually has no Jordans on it. So, yeah. We about to get into it. Let's go. Okay, so first sneaker on deck, we're gonna talk about a sneaker brand that we haven't talked about in a while. We're gonna talk about Adidas. And typically when we talk about Adidas, we know that we usually are only talking about one brand. Usually it's the Yeezy brand that we normally talk about. But Adidas in general has, ever since they jumped in and started letting the Jeremy Scotts and the different designers into their wheelhouse, Adidas has been a new innovator of different sneakers. There's a whole different lines, and they've been collaborating with artists has been a thing that Adidas has always done pretty well. And right now we are looking at another Adidas collaboration. It is the Adidas NMD R1 series, Kenny McCormick. That's right, we got ourselves a South Park sneaker. Like I said earlier, before, Adidas has already been jumping into some of these other cartoon collaborations in general, but they've recently been jumping into these cartoon collaborations. We have the Simpson series. I think we had the Homer Simpson that was out. I think we also got the Homer Simpson that was out. I was about to say the Family Guy, but I believe the Family Guy is Nike. But back to the Adidas joints. We got the Homer Simpsons, and we also had the Ned Flanders, which is the little loafers. I honestly thought about buying the Ned Flanders because, hey man, when you work in corporate America, sometimes or when you work in a semi-corporate environment, you need a casual shoe. The shoe looks pretty comfortable, essentially. So I was thinking about buying these. But these R1s, these NMDs are essentially a more traditional take on a sneaker. So it's basically a traditional MD that is patented to look like, I guess, the hoodie of Kenny McCormick. If you remember, Kenny McCormick always wore that orange hoodie that had his face all the way covered. You could never hear what he had to say. His hoodie strings were tied all the way up, and you only saw the big bulges of his eyes. Well, we don't have a play on the eyes, essentially, but we do have a play on the specific colorway of the sneaker. So not looking at this, the NMD is a bright orange. On the body of the sneaker itself, you of course have the three stripes right in the middle, right underneath the laces. In that middle panel, of course, it looks like a knit or mesh, a knit material essentially. So it's not necessarily a leather, a suede, or a nubuck, just knit material. On the body of that, of course, outside of the three stripes, we do have the little red marks, which I think are supposed to signify blood. So we have that nice little blood marks. In the sock layer itself, it's just a brown sock liner inside of the shoe. And then we of course have brown shoelaces as well. I guess almost kind of signify like a Colorado-esque atmosphere to it. On the bottom panel of it, we do have a black sole, where it's like a black, but then underneath the black initial black pieces there, you see the boost material on there, which is typically white. The bottom sole itself, the midsole itself is an orange that kind of matches the colorway, and then we got a couple like scratch marks and like a purple like kind of swoosh, kind of giving you that Kenny just got messed up by. And typically speaking, in every episode, and I don't think they do it as tough as they used to, but I remember in the early episodes, if you are initiated, as we would say, every episode something would happen to Kenny, and it was a constant, oh my gosh, they killed Kenny. This is playing on that. If you take a look, you can see it on the sole itself. You see a little OMG TKK standing. Oh my God, they killed Kenny. This shoe's set to drop December 20. No, this shoe's set to drop to 2022. We don't have a specific month or date or price point, but this is definitely a shoe. If you like concept sneakers, I think the Adidas is really doing their best to earn that attention. I definitely think this is a sneaker that you definitely have to jump on. Definitely be on the lookout for the Adidas NMD R1 Kenny McCormick, or just the Kenny McCormick. Okay, next on deck, we have to go back to Nike. There's always gonna be Nike in one of these, and we're gonna go back, of course, to a Nike brand that has kind of faded away a little bit. We talked about another Nike, another shoe in this series a couple episodes ago, and we're going back. It is the Lebron Nines Big Bangs, set to drop 2022. Now, it looks like Nike is trying to reinvigorate or rejuvenate the LeBron line. Now, the thing about LeBron is this: LeBron shoes have always been a mixed bag. Like the earlier releases before you got to the 9, they were kind of, there was the Soldiers, there was a couple other shoes that were there, but they were just kind of just there. It's right when we hit the LeBron Nines. The LeBron Nines is when we got to the point where the shoes and the colorways were almost hitting in that iconic level. I believe we had, of course, they did a Galaxy colorway. I'm not sure if that was a custom that was super polarizing and super like in everyone's face and just everyone liked. They did make the Charlotte Hornets. There was a Charlotte Hornets variation. Of course, I talked about the Watch the Thrones. The Watch the Thrones definitely came out that really set that shoe above. But this sneaker right here is a sleeper. Now, I know I still personally love the Watch the Thrones, but this is a close second. These are the Big Bangs. Now, keeping up, I guess, with the orange theme, right? And what's up with that? We got 2 orange sneakers back to back, but keeping up with the orange themes, this right here has this cosmic, is a comet, is that old school, like, golden age comet feel. It's that bright orange. You look at the overlays, you have that super bright orange on all the overlays on the sneaker, of course. And then, of course, we have that mesh material in the middle that's kind of like more of a darker orange hue on that as well. You look at the bottom sole, you have that greenish bottom sole with the air bubble heading towards the back. That greenish bottom sole, of course, if you've owned a pair of these sneakers, you know that that bottom sole glows in the dark, which looks super dope. And then on the bottom sole as well, we have a little galaxy panel towards the inner half, where your heel would be, or your inner foot, I guess. And then you look at the sock liner. You look in deep in that sock liner, of course, dopeness. Just like the Watch the Thrones, you get, of course, that galaxy outline in the sock liner of the shoe itself. You get that nice, cool looking comet on the tongue, or the comet logo on the tongue itself. And then you got some galaxy accents where some of the laces are, and then you got the bright orange shoelaces. The back tab, of course, same. You got the same LeBron 9 back tab, but like I said, this shoe right here is one of the shoes that made me pay attention to LeBron. When I first looked at the LeBron shoes, I wasn't necessarily super excited about them, but looking at the Big Bangs, I remember a buddy of mine, Chris, actually on the podcast, he had a pair of these, and I remember he was telling me he used to wear them all the time, and I remember they stuck out because they looked like, when you're looking at shoes, there's different types of shoes in and of itself, right? You got more so softer casual shoes that just look comfortable, but every now and then you get a sneaker that has that futuristic look to it. And this had like a futuristic space look to it. The orange, the high orange with the deep orange, and then you have the glow in the dark. It just looks like something in the future with the blue accent on the tongue and the back tab. And then of course you got the galaxy liner on it. That's just a shoe you pick up. It's like, this is the future. And that's why this shoe is super dope. This shoe, of course, is set to drop in 2022. We don't have a date on this or a price point, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be in the same vein of the Watch the Thrones, because I don't necessarily know if the Big Bangs were as hype as the Watch the Thrones, but this is definitely a shoe that you definitely need to get your hands on, and definitely a shoe I think you need to scope out. Okay, so last but least, we're gonna talk about a shoe that is a hoop shoe. Now, technically, the LeBron Nines are technically a basketball shoe itself, but the LeBron Nines and LeBron 10s, we already talked about it. I feel like they kind of broke into that lifestyle mode in itself. These are just more traditional hoop shoe, but I have to always highlight sneakers that I feel are doing something different. And this right here is the Harden Volume 6. Now, around the Volume 4s, I started paying attention to the Harden series because I was trying to figure out, it was a new sneaker. I think if you're a sneakerhead just like me, you always look for new additions to add to your collection. And you're always looking for unique things. That's how I found the street balls, the Jeremy Scott street balls with Adidas. Looking at these Volume 6s from the Volume 4s, it was new. It kind of meshed Harden's style in and of itself. And then, you know, we got the Volume 5s dropped the following year, and you're looking at the Volume 5s, they were just a super unique shoe. I saw that yellow, almost like the yellow hippie joint they dropped the following year, and I definitely was hooked to it. I looked at those sneakers, I definitely wanted to grab a pair of them. I wasn't hooping at the time, so I just stayed away, but definitely those were dope shoes. Now we have the Volume 6s. Now, the Volume 6 itself is a little less eccentric when you're looking at them. You have, of course, that almost that Easter egg blue that kind of goes on the bottom sole of that sneaker. And it kind of starts all the way from the toe box and it leans all the way back to the back tab of that sneaker itself. And then on the front, where the toe box is, you also have like a gray bottom sole as well. So it's like a two-part bottom sole. You got the Adidas logo, the 3 stripes on the bottom sole as well, kind of peeking out, kind of letting you know that that is an Adidas sneaker. You kind of have this weird, like almost Easter eggish, like off-white, almost kind of like a green, I'd say this more so a green colorway on the body of the sneaker itself. You have, of course, those gray panels. You have a little gray panel on that as well, giving it a little bit of accent and also matching the gray around the toe box. You also got some orange tabs on it as well. Harden does this interesting thing where the tongue is kind of laid to the side just a little bit. It just gives it a more so a unique look to it. You got, of course, the back tab with the orange, the same orange accent on top of that as well. Very Easter vibes. Nothing really going on in the inner sock layer as well, but you do have, of course, some Hardened accents on the right above the toe box, and of course you have like the orange loops on that as well. So definitely this sneaker, first of all, when I look at it, it's just a sneaker that looks comfortable. And one of the reasons why I feel like I had to talk about it, because it's a sneaker that is different. It's a unique sneaker, and it doesn't look ugly. It doesn't look bad. It's definitely a sneaker that you're gonna see. I definitely think the Adidas, I'm so used to saying Jordan, the Adidas 5s definitely lean a little bit more to the eccentric side, but this sneaker right here is definitely a sneaker that should be involved in your collection. All right, guys, that's it. That's 3 shoes that we talked about, 3 first looks that we have no idea when they're coming out. We don't really have price points on them. All we know that these are dope sneakers that are worth our attention. Jumping right into it, of course, we got the South Park NMD Kenny McCormick's that just dropped, or they just dropped first looks on. Of course, it's keeping up with the same color scheme of Kenny McCormick. We got, of course, the orange, the bright orange sneaker that has the cartoon aspects, the little bit of blood spats on there, kind of letting you know that Kenny just bit it. Of course, we got some scratch marks on them and little lightning bolts or whatever. And of course, we got the little purple. I don't know what the purple necessarily represents, but I guess it's kind of like maybe a bruise or whatever the case may be. On the bottom sole, we got that OMG They Killed Kenny on that bad boy as well. And yeah, just definitely, if you're looking for a concept sneaker, you're definitely looking for a sneaker that honestly that you could honestly answer some questions about. That's definitely a sneaker, of course. And then you looking at the LeBron Nines, of course, the big bangs, keeping up, bringing back those LeBron Nines, the sneaker that made the LeBron series actually something, in my opinion, to be copped. Of course, you have that futuristic orange on that thing. You have the overlays that are bright orange, and you kind of have the more deeper orange, almost red, on the material itself, on the underlays. Of course, we do have that glow-in-the-dark sole, and then we have the sock liner with that galaxy just image in the sock liner. And you know me, once you look at your shoe and see dopeness, you know you're home. Then the next, we of course got the Hardened Volume 6s, keeping up with that Hardened series. Super unique looking shoe, almost that soft, like the soft green, like Easter green theme going on there with the baby blue back tab with the gray on there as well. It's definitely a unique looking hoop shoe. It looks super comfortable, and it honestly, I like the fact that it's like a mid. It's not a super low. Me personally, I like more so high tops when it comes down to hooping because I need the ankle support, but I definitely like the fact that it is a little bit higher. Of course, when looking at all these sneakers, I have to be real. It's obviously the LeBron 9. If I had to pick between these three, I'm going for the LeBron 9 because those big bangs are off the chain. I remember when my homeboy, he had them on and his shoes were glowing in the dark in the club because he let them sit under the light shade all day so he didn't get that effect. It is what it is. Do what you gotta do. But those sneakers right there, I remember looking at those and saying, man, I think I want those. And that is a dope sneaker right there. I definitely think you deserve to have it. Guys, I appreciate you guys being patient with us during this holiday break. Definitely Two to the Body podcast is going to be coming back next week. You're also going to see within the next 2 weeks, you're going to see, of course, the Logical Crazy Talk podcast coming back. And then, of course, I will be more back to my consistent time on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Guys, it's your boy Money Mark signing out. Peace.